Hello there, Qckslvrslash, and today I have a video, once again, me in the Farragut, but this one is not about my game. This is about the team. And when you get games like this in Ranked, you just feel good inside. And tonight, the grind started off rough. A couple teams who, the start of the game was literally half the players on the team bad-talking each other. And that can happen in Ranked because you tend to see the same people because there's only so many people in a bracket, and somebody made a mistake the game before, and too many people take it personally. Everyone messes up from time to time, unless the guy is intentionally shooting you at the start of the match. Just let it slide, because when you hold grudges, it doesn't work out. So you'll notice over in chat, at the start, I was asked, can you smoke on the Wayfarer? Sure thing. It's my job. I'm a US destroyer. Best smoke on the team. And I've got no issue giving it to them. So I get to the edge of the island and I pop my smoke. And while we're on this, I'm just going to talk about one of the things that I've kind of noticed in Ranked. And everyone likes to be a bit of an armchair general. That's no secret because a lot of people really think they've got the best strategy. And this is one of those games, and you'll see it, I do it a bit at the end because I do die. But people agree, and when everyone kind of gets into the same mindset, it just works well. And I really do think the reason to listen to me towards the end of the game is because what I'm doing now. I gave them my smoke. You're going to see I'm going to continue to communicate. I'm going to continue to try to do the right things for the team. Not necessarily for me, for the team. And ultimately in Ranked, the only thing that matters is the win. Doesn't matter if you got a ton of damage or got 5 kills. I'd take no kills and no damage and a win. And I've had games like that where I've almost just spotted. So with them capturing Bravo, I realize I've got to push in. And I haven't detected them yet. And obviously one downside to the Farragut is the detection 6.6. And, you know, the Japanese DDs with concealment are down at 6.1. But I do get close enough to their Qckslvrslash to fire the Torps, and I light up their Farragut. And conveniently, the Torps for their Qckslvrslash, well, they take out the Farragut. And that's all I'm going to do there. The enemy Fubuki or Hatsuharu is in smoke. There's not much I can do. I'm detected, so it's time to get out. And this whole while, I'm kind of only half paying attention to my smoke. One of the puffs actually is going to dissipate before I give a warning, but I'm busy dodging torps and trying not to run aground. Those real-world warship driving skills coming in handy as I just skirt by the edge of land. Now it's here that I finally go, oh shoot, I'm almost out of smoke. I punch it, and really it works out because the first puff was behind land anyway. Now the 3 ships that are really going to carry this for us are our Arizona, and our Cleveland. The rest of us die at some point along the way. USMC biting the dust there. The enemy Farragut getting him with a flood. A little unfortunate, but you can see in chat, he said he hit repair and it didn't repair the flood. And that definitely sucks if it was the case that a glitch is the reason he died and that it didn't fix the flood. And I've seen that with fires in the past, but I thought that had been repaired and fixed. But it is what it is. We're up 1 ship right now, and I'm laying my next smoke screen for our Cleveland, Fuso, and Arizona. And my goal here is to join it to the smoke I see in front of me, create a big wall, but that kind of has to change as more torpedoes come my way. Now, those ones were the easier ones to dodge. They're more or less on the nose. These are pretty much dead on the beam. But there's only 2 per pair. Now, I was really confused at the time, but I think what happened, and you'll see it, at one point their Hatsuharu was spotted over here. I think he land with the shots. Now I thought I'd be able to sit in the smoke and do some fancy shooting and rack up some damage, but that wasn't the case. It's dissipating. So I decide there's only one thing to do. With me currently spotted, it means their destroyer is somewhere in this cap. Now, on this map particularly, Bravo can be a pain in the arse to try to capture. If you don't get it first, you can pretty much lose your entire team trying to get it. Now, my whole team is close to me. Unfortunately, our Bajoni just passed away behind me. But we just got a massive hit on their Cleveland, and people are doing a good job focusing targets down. I finally find their Hatsuharu, I bring my guns over, I fire, and their New Mexico shows me what's up. So that's my game. A little unfortunate, you can see in chat, well, that hurt. But we're still in this. We're only down one ship right now. And while we are down a cap, their Cleveland is pretty much dead. You'll see pretty much right away, I'm like, yo, try to finish that cleave off. And our Cleveland, who's sitting in the smoke I gave him, does just that, right as the smoke starts to dissipate. So ships are even. We've actually got a small points lead, because at the start of the battle, we captured Alpha right away. They had some trouble capturing Bravo, and no one on their team went and got Charlie. Now, Bravo is definitely the cap to focus on, but send someone to Charlie eventually. So this minor lead really is going to help us, and here is where you see the team really working well. You can see USMC is, he's apologizing. He realized something bad happened. It sucks to die early, but it happens. But he's sticking around because the game's not over, and he entered this match as a team. And as a team, they are focusing that New Mexico. And somewhere along the line, somewhere here, I kind of go, once this New Mexico's dead, we got to go for B. Like, you got to get that cap, because sure, it's fine and dandy to kill ships, but if you don't get the cap, eventually the enemy team can win by just kiting. Now, one of their destroyers tried to do the right thing. Tried to smoke the New Mexico. Unfortunately, he was burning, and he dies. So now, my team has the advantage, and the push is happening. You can see, I recommended it, everyone's agreeing, Steele's talking about when his next radar, whoa, I must be tired. Steele's talking about when his next smoke is ready, and everyone is really in on this idea. And when everyone buys into an idea, no matter how crazy it is, sometimes it just seems to work. It's one of the things I noticed over in Fight Night in the first season we did was sometimes our strategy was, let's just YOLO rush them. And because everyone's doing it and everyone's going full to the wall, it just works because the enemy team can't react quick enough and you get a couple of their ships. Now Steele, he's laying the smoke. He's doing his job, protecting the battleships, the cruiser. Unfortunately, he swings that Japanese booty into some torpedoes and that ends his game. So now things are a little more dire, but it's not over. And you can see there, he's like, oh, wrong direction, oops. Once again, it happens. No one's mad at him. They're focused, and they're still pushing together. And that's what's really going to make this work. If any one of these ships broke off here, I think it would have gone poorly, but because they kept pushing, it's going to go well. And right now you have a decision to make. It's really tempting to stop and just sit in the smoke and try to damage this buyer. Ball has sailed out. He's the one spotting. He's also got some torps coming at him, but they're detected early enough because I believe that Cleveland's got his Hydra up now. Which is another point to make. The Cleveland has brought Hydra, which, defensive AA is useful if there's planes. Hydro's almost always useful because there's pretty much always destroyers. So with the slew of torpedoes coming at them, I type in chat, they're already moving, like, you can't sit in the smoke. If you sit back and wait, that gives the enemy destroyers the chance to land torpedoes. One just hit wall, but he manages to repair it and starts regaining some health through it. The team's about to capture Bravo. They're focusing down this Bayern. And this is where I think the enemy destroyers maybe let it slip a little. If one of them had been thinking like, you know, how can this go wrong? Well, it's going to go wrong if they manage to get detection on any of you, including the Byron. And the Byron's a battleship, so give him smoke. At this point in the game, those 2 destroyers should have just been focused on keeping that Byron smoked because he really could have done damage while they spotted. But that will not be the case. They capture Bravo, and both of them eat another torpedo, but they finish the Byron off. And now the team has the real advantage here. They've got more points, more caps, and it's just 2 destroyers left, which is still very dangerous. Both are Japanese, they can stealth torp. Things could go wrong. But planes are in the air, and they momentarily detect both destroyers. And this is where our Cleveland, Garboth, kind of does something a little selfless. You can see him weaving back and forth, like you would with any destroyer. Now, the Fubuki smoke, the Hatsuharu hasn't. So the Fubuki's getting some spotting, and sure, he's firing his guns, but the torps have gone by, and Garboth realizes, this is the moment. I gotta make my move. You can see in chat, he's charging him. And the 2 battleships are gonna be in positions to support them. He's kind of guessing where that Fubuki is, but any second he's going to hard detect him for 2 or 3 kilometers, because I don't know what his build is. We're about to find out, though. And those guns are getting closer. There it is, 2 kilometers in. Front turrets do some damage. Rear turrets finish it off. There's the supporting fire, and Garboth gets the kill. That's 1 fewer destroyer. And it's situations like this that are just fun. You know, I had a game earlier where I was in my destroyer. I had next to no health, but there was an Anshan that was just harassing our fleet. And I asked one of our Fusos, hey, stick with me, be the guns. I'm going to go in and just spot. I'm going to die, I knew it, but it was at the point in the game where that Anshan really had the opportunity to do enough damage. Whereas getting rid of him kind of secured it. So I went in, suicide spotted, he got detected, the Fuso almost finished him off quick enough. About 3 seconds after I died, the Anshan died, but in that time, the Anshan found the opportunity to try to taunt me, going, it's not that easy. A moment later, his name appears dead. Karma dealing with that issue. And it's at this point that I'm going to wrap things up, because this game really wasn't about me. It was about the team. And for those of you struggling with ranked, I would just offer the advice of try to be a little more positive. It can really suck when you go on a losing streak. Today started out like that for me. Just try to have fun with it. If you're not having fun, you're angry, step away. You know, play some random battles, go play a different game for an hour or 2, then come back and really just try to remain positive. Laugh when things go wrong, and when things go right and the team works together, really savor it. And remember those moments, because it's games like this that make the whole grind kind of worth it. And you can see in chat, you know, they're joking like, this one's over, no need to chase. You know, unless he goes around the island right as it gets typed out, there's the Hatsuharu. And I jokingly, you know, well, Fuso, at least you'll be avenged. Because I'm expecting this Fuso to get absolutely nixed here. And the Hatsuharu almost does it. There's the torps. Half of them hit, and the Fuso's almost dead. Yet the Hatsuharu just can't find his guns. So the Fuso starts healing through it, and that's going to be it. Anyways, I hope everyone enjoyed this. If you did, please consider giving it a thumbs up or subscribing. And as always, I'm Qckslvrslash. I'll have another one for you all later.